much. They were in the main room. I heard them dancing and laughing. Kaylee went upstairs and she screamed because someone was in the room. She ran downstairs. And I kept calling her name and she wouldn't answer. And then I saw the guy. I actually locked the door and then I ran downstairs. We don't know what's going on.
On the night of Saturday, November 12th, 2022, in Moscow, Idaho, 4 University of Idaho students returned to their off-campus rental home. By 1:45 a.m., all 4 were back at the house, where 2 other roommates also lived. The next morning, one of the 2 surviving roommates called 911 to report an unconscious person. When Moscow police arrived, they discovered all 4 students had been stabbed to death inside the home. The attack was so brutal that blood oozed from inside, dripping down the exterior of the home. The victims were Kaylee Gonsalves, Madison Mogan, Xana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin. A key breakthrough in the case came from the neighboring surveillance footage. Investigators identified a white sedan repeatedly circling the neighborhood where the murders occurred. On November 25th, police issued a be on the lookout alert for a white Hyundai Elantra. A campus officer at Washington State University flagged a 2015 white Hyundai Elantra registered to a student living in Pullman. The Elantra was found parked at an apartment complex less than a mile from the last camera that had captured the suspect vehicle. The registered owner was identified as 28-year-old Bryan Christopher Kohberger. On Friday, December 30th, Bryan Kohberger was finally arrested by a SWAT team at his parents' home in Albrightsville. Months later, a grand jury indicted him on 4 counts of first-degree murder. Bryan Kohberger accepted a plea deal on June 30th, 2025. In exchange for avoiding the death penalty, he agreed to plead guilty to all charges and serve life in prison without the possibility of parole. We still don't know why Bryan Kohberger chose to commit these heinous acts. It isn't hard to see the outline of someone consumed by hatred, driven by entitlement, loneliness, and a deep resentment toward women. He might have felt powerless in his own life, watching others move through the world with the confidence and connection he couldn't find for himself. Sometimes it doesn't matter how good of a person you are, how carefully you live, or how many enemies you avoid making. Death is closer than you think.